My stomach is in knots replaying the video over and over in my head. The laughter of the police officers right after a 23-year-old was killed by their own. The statements about the check, her value and her death. My heart breaks for her family who have heard this video. The voices replay in my brain over and over. The laughter echoes. They were laughing, these men whose jobs are to protect us. The poor girl. My heart is breaking. It is all so unfair. Settlements to victims of police violence need to come out of the police budget. They bear no cost or consequences for the harm they do. Unlike the rest of us. If you or I had hit that woman, what would have happened? We'd be in jail. Insurance would pay a policy limit. Then we would likely be personally sued for any assets we had. The consequences of our actions would hurt. I cannot bring myself to click that video. It could have been me. Run over while in the safety of my campus. I was her, a young international student in the US, who had come there with so many hopes and dreams of their own, built on the dreams of their family back home. I know exactly what it would have taken her to leave everything she knew to move to a new country, in search of a better life. Her poor mother. My heart is broken. It's one of the most vile, reprehensible, repugnant things I've ever seen. I'm tempted to say that America is utterly broken, but it's functioning precisely as designed. Limited value. Wow. What does that even mean? Yeah, this is a shockingly awful thing I listen to. I've watched plenty of awful stuff, but the banality of this chilled me to the bone. Something is very wrong in our society. The absolute cruelty, the utter disregard for each other's humanity. He thinks of that woman as less than nothing. Every police agency should be speaking out against this. But they won't. This is why we hate the police. Listen when people say you cannot reform this. You cannot reform this. This is vile, heartless, cruelty. Laughing and gloating. And knowing that not only were they going to face no consequences, someone else might have to pay for it. The write a check, but the one doing this is the head of the local cop union. So they're going to face even less than zero consequences. He laughs because he's powerful enough to disregard a young WOC. It's the kind of thing that makes you almost want to dedicate it and sacrifice your own life to seeking vengeance kinda stuff. That cop is a waste of oxygen. I wish for nothing but a life of misery and quick demise for him. What I loathed about how this was presented in the news was her name. Her pictures. I still don't know the cops' names or know what they look like. Why is their image protected? I'm all for police reform, but seeing things like that, I wonder how it's even achievable. My heart weeps for her family. Their job is not to protect us. I wish more people understood this. 26-year-old in Seattle, right? Or was this a different case? Either way, it's fucking despicable to talk about any person's life. Hell, I won't even say that about any animal. These people should be in jail for murder. Many individual men are wonderful human beings. But as a sex, they are not our allies. Women need to learn that. And vote accordingly. You have a fundamental misunderstanding of the roles of police officers. Their jobs are not to protect the public. Their jobs are to protect capital. They are violence enforcers. This is an example of the mask falling off, the mask that propaganda like Law Order created in the first place. I want someone to ask him if his daughter, or sister, wife, or mother has any value. Or if them getting brutally run over would be no big deal. What's this in reference to? It seems like something worth knowing about, but I'm lost. Cops hate women. They regularly rape prostitutes and women in custody. Don't treat rape as a crime worth investigating. and 40 of police households involve domestic violence. As a 26-year-old woman, thinking about all the other 26-year-old women that I know and love, I mourn her for who she was at 26 and all the value and potential she had for the rest of her deserved years. I live a few blocks from where it happened. I can't even imagine. I didn't want to listen to the video but finally did. It fucking horrifying. She was low value. Read she was an educated woman who was moving past prime breeding age. And let's not pretend that there was not a misogyny incel angle to this crime. This limited value ideology is getting out of hand. A whole generation of men have been corrupted by this epidemic and it is hardly recognized. Remove qualified immunity. Take their pensions. Remove them from their jobs. Revoke their licenses to be law enforcement officers. Prosecute them. Jail them. Root out the corruption within the police unions. And stop the taxpayer from paying the settlements. I'm sorry. I was dreaming of a non-patriarchal, non-fascist run society. Anyone who lives, or has lived in Seattle should be sadly unsurprised by this. SPD has one of the worst track records in terms of police accountability. And even the officer caught laughing has been involved in something like 14 previous department complaints. My heart is with her mom. I keep thinking of her. What a horrifying nightmare she has to contend with. And it has only just begun. Oh fucking Christ, what have they done now? ACAB. The sad thing is, they'll just get more state funding to pay for settlements and never face repercussions for their actions. The police need to lose qualified immunity and their jobs when they do shit like this. Sadly, seems like only things will change until some rich person gets affected and they have enough power and money to push for actual change. A year of protesting didn't change anything. Do we know who is the cop talking to? And I wish to hear both sides of conversation so both of them can pay for this and not just the one whom we happen to hear BC of body cam. What the F is so funny about this to both? I listened to it and couldn't believe it was real. It's truly sociopathic behavior. Seattle resident hear this as dead standard SPD behavior. The officer driving is the VP of the police union. The guy he's talking to on the phone is Mike Sloan, president of the union. Sloan is notoriously a piece of shit. I don't usually post in those sub very much. But police aren't actually paid to protect the public. They are paid to protect the interests of the city they are in. I'm not sure to understand the context. Are you okay? I don't think I want to hear the video. As much as it is sad, it doesn't surprise me. I'm a young black woman around the same age and you really, but like really need to have your own back cause most people, cops included, don't value your life and well-being. Cold, disgusting society. And it's a good thing people like you and many others in the comment section call it out cause it shouldn't be this way. Same team that responds to rape incidents. Their job is to maintain the state's monopoly on violence. It's corrupt from the core. These men whose jobs are to protect us. Supreme Court has ruled otherwise. We're out here on our own. Police departments hire sociopaths. The sociopaths protect each other. And useful idiots worship the sociopaths. If it was one of their daughters, would she be of low value? Their jobs are not to protect us. Their jobs are to secure free labor via imprisonment and to protect capital. PNW cops are something else. Police serve and protect capital. Full stop. They are under no orders to protect the citizenry of this nation. In fact, there have been multiple Supreme Court cases that proven this. Please know, the police see everyone who is not a cop as the enemy. They are a violent gang who need to be held accountable. All of them.